Okay, one of the tricky things we have to deal with here is that when we do this SATB style, we do it on two staves just like this. So we've got a treble clef staff and a bass clef staff. So it looks a lot like a piano staff, except we have to get four different things on these two staves. This is just how we do it. We write this SATB style with two staves. So we've seen things before where we had a single staff to show multiple things. For example, let's say we were doing this and we wanted to write another line in there. We could do this. Okay, and that's okay, right? This shows two different lines moving up, but this actually only shows really one thing. So what we're actually showing here is really only one line. What we need to do in this style of music is show that these are two different unique voices. If for no other reason, then what happens if we wanted the lower voice here to actually do a half note here? Right? Like, what if the rhythm was different? I can't do it, right? I can't show two different rhythms on the same staff. But that's what we're going to need to do. So in order to do that, let's go over here. We use the stem direction. The stem direction shows which line is which. So let's go like this. And then what I have to do is make sure my stems for my other voice are going the opposite way. Now that shows what I want to see. That shows me that this top line is the soprano. This line underneath it is the alto. We do the same thing for the tenor and the bass. I'm not paying attention to what notes I'm putting in, so I'm probably making something fairly horrendous, but I'm just trying to show you the staff things. So the bass part, like so. So that's what we want to see. That is four voices: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Okay? So whenever you're writing, that's what we need to see. We need to see the stems going in the right direction, or else we don't know what's what. So the rule is the soprano part is always on the treble clef staff with the stem going up. The alto part is always on the treble clef staff with the stem going down. Tenor part is in the bass clef staff with the stem going up. And the bass part is the bass staff with the stem going down. Now, one last bit about that. If you're using MuseScore or any other notation system, there's a trick to actually doing that. Let me show you what it is. First, enter your soprano line like normal. And you can enter your tenor line like normal. Let me have this actually make sense. Okay, so soprano and tenor line like normal. Now what you need to do is find a setting in your software called the layer. In Finale, it's called a layer. I don't remember what it's called in Sibelius. In MuseScore, it's right up here. So we see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need to put soprano. I need to always enter with the first layer selected. And tenor, I need to enter with the first layer selected. For the alto, I select layer 2. And now I've got completely separate. I can actually even do a different rhythm if I wanted, and that's okay. I'm on layer 2, so I can add my bass part and do that if I wanted, and that's totally okay. So the trick is make sure you start on layer 1 and then you switch to layer 2 for the other one, and you go back to layer 1 to edit. It gets a little confusing when you start editing this, because if I want to move this note around, it automatically switched me to layer 2. Oh, that's nice. In Finale, it just won't let you edit something if you're on the wrong layer. So use these layering things to go between the two staves or between the two voices, and that'll always flip your stems correctly. Now, if it doesn't do it correctly, or if you enter something on the wrong layer in MuseScore, you can always click on it and then go over to the inspector here, and then right here, stem direction, you can say down or up, although that would be incorrect. But if you want to manually do it, you can do it that way. Okay, so it's all about these layers. You won't need 3 and 4, at least not for a while. We have to pay close attention to the direction of our stems when doing this kind of thing.